We often find ourselves stuck in patterns of negative thinking and self-sabotaging behaviors. It's easy to feel frustrated when things don't seem to be going our way. But as the Greek philosopher Epictetus stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This timeless wisdom reminds us that we have power over our responses, even in difficult circumstances. The Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome provide an insightful framework for breaking free of destructive habits and mindsets. Their teachings emphasize values like wisdom, self-control, and resilience. By following Stoic principles, we can pave the path to purpose and fulfillment. Visualize waking up each morning with energy and drive, motivated to achieve your goals. Envision letting go of draining habits as you build up positive momentum. As inventor Thomas Edison said, "What you are will show in what you do." Small steps today create big changes tomorrow. Reprogram your mind and actions to elevate your life. Here are the 16 habits you should eliminate now to transform your life. From Stoic philosophies. Excessive materialism. In today's consumer culture, people often link wealth and possessions with high status and satisfaction. However, chasing the latest trends rarely brings lasting contentment. The Stoics encourage a minimalist approach focused on meaningful pursuits over material goods. As moral leader Gandhi put it, there is more to life than increasing its speed. To overcome materialism, reconsider what matters most. Direct time and energy toward personal growth and contributing value for others rather than accumulating stuff. Living simply with few expenses frees up resources for enriching experiences. Practice gratitude for necessities you already have, rather than constantly wanting more. Seeking external validation. Many erroneously believe other people determine self-worth, but basing confidence on outside opinions leaves us emotionally vulnerable. Psychologist Abraham Maslow noted that self-acceptance precedes inner stability. The Stoics similarly stress self-approval over chasing validation. Focus inward on building integrity and character independent of praise. Earn respect by speaking and acting from authentic truth rather than mirroring what's popular. Confidence inspires trust in relationships more than neediness. Approval starts from within. Release the need to please everyone around you. As leadership expert Robin Sharma says, leadership is no more about artificial power over others than it is about titles and positions. True leadership is about developing your innate human potential. Your best life emerges from cultivating your talents, not showcasing badges and acclaim handed to you by others. Rumination. Dwelling on the past and worrying about the future drain happiness from today. Being preoccupied with regret or potential problems causes anxiety, but we can only act in the present. Philosopher Ken Keyes Jr. wrote, "Freedom and joy come from focusing on the moment." Practice mindfulness by observing thoughts and feelings without judgment. Don't cling to negativity. Accept life's impermanence. Discover calm by controlling reactions now. Author Eckhart Tolle advised, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Each minute contains unique potential. Maximizing life requires fully engaging the gift of this moment." Buddhist teacher Pema Chodron shares, "We think that the point is to pass the test or overcome the problem, but the truth is that things don't really get solved. They come together and they fall apart. Then they come together again and fall apart again. It's just like that. Struggles recur in cycles, so we can view them as opportunities for growth rather than problems to agonize over." This mindset shift empowers forward movement. Fear of change. Although transitions unsettle routines, growth depends on progress. Willingness to take risks and adapt leads to success. Iconic entrepreneur Steve Jobs reminded that if you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right. Facing mortality places present importance on seizing opportunities. Start by stepping slightly outside your usual habits and boundaries. Gather evidence that you can handle more. Envision possibilities if hesitation was removed. Then consciously work to replace doubt with initiative. Break intimidating ventures into smaller steps for easier beginnings. Keep going through self-discipline. The ultimate goal stays the same even when scenery changes. As comedian Jim Carrey observed, desperation is a necessary ingredient to learning anything or creating anything. Period. If you ain't desperate at some point, you ain't interesting. Hunger lights creative fire. Embrace dissatisfaction as motivation for growth rather than excuse for complaint. Let go of comfortable stagnation. Progress requires change. Seek challenges. Focusing on minor issues. Worry less about little things and what others think. Focusing on small issues takes away your peace. Brian Tracy, a motivational writer, advised making peace of mind your top goal and arranging your life around it. You find calmness when you can tell important things from unimportant ones. Use your mental energy on things that really matter to live a good life. Avoid spending too much time on conversations or websites that make you anxious. Take time every day to think about what's really important to you. Use your energy for things that have a purpose. Don't let small, unimportant things stop you from moving forward. Let go of things that don't matter to keep your focus on what's ahead. Billionaire Richard Branson shared, "Complexity is your enemy. Any fool can make something complicated. It takes a genius to make it simple." Don't clutter cognitive resources processing pointless intricacies. Simplify life by eliminating wasteful efforts, enabling greater creativity where ambitions aim. Declutter obligations so you can focus on what makes the most positive difference. Seeking revenge. Reacting to harm by causing harm continues cycles of destruction. American pastor Martin Luther King Jr. reminded that, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." Peace comes through interrupting vicious circles. The Stoic view encourages compassion over retaliation. Causing suffering fails to restore damaged relationships or lost possessions. Forgiveness lifts burdens to step beyond pain. Set healthy boundaries without vengefulness. Avoid bitter feelings by better understanding what motivates behavior. As Gandhi explained, an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. Choose positive responses to create the world you wish to see. Author Charlotte Castle notes, "To let go does not mean to get rid of. To let go means to let be. When we let be with compassion, things come and go on their own. Attempts to control people and situations inevitably fail. Flow with life's natural rhythm instead of combating inevitable change. Accept imperfections gracefully. Monitor your sphere of influence without overextending through frustration at everything beyond reach. Save energy for selectively improving specific situations according to your values and priorities." Wasting time. Minutes lost never return. Ancient Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius noted, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. Postponed dreams drift further away each second squandered. Essential ambitions require vigilance around schedules slipping through present moments into the past. Determine top priorities where your time and talents best contribute. Eliminate pointless distractions conflicting with intentional living. Take decisive action to manifest ideals through daily progress. Value this limited resource above material abundance. Mindfully focus your energies without scattering power through distraction. Devote fleeting time solely toward uniquely meaningful and fulfilling purposes." Legendary basketball coach John Wooden said, "Never mistake activity for achievement. Busyness is no substitute for results. Hectic rushing rarely reaches destinations. Progress requires consistent effort directed specifically on desired outcomes, rather than flailing randomly without strategy. Channel your enthusiasm toward specific efforts that gradually lead to achieving excellence. Shift your thinking from scarcity to abundance, and schedule time for exploring and realizing your full potential." Looking for problems. Trying to find problems in your life can ruin your happiness. Stoic principles coach pivoting attention from reactive to proactive. Psychiatrist Carl Jung explained that, "We cannot change anything unless we accept it." Finding fault focuses on circumstances we didn't choose, But whatever exists represents our necessary starting line. Our present supplies opportunity for constructive growth. Reframe dilemmas as learning experiments. Adopt optimistic assumptions instead of defaulting to negative projections. Commit self-trust by facing fears. Gain courage and resilience while mastering challenges through purposeful engagement. Obstacles are actually opportunities to refine our skills and abilities. Progress accelerates solving current tests. Instead of simply complaining about the flaws and expecting someone else to fix them, it's important to take a proactive approach and work towards improving reality's imperfections incrementally through our own engagement. In the words of Zig Ziglar, when obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. You do not change your decision to get there. Stay committed to meaningful destinations across varied terrain. Analyze conditions, then strategically respond. Be water flexibly filling each new container. When the circumstances around us change, it's important to adapt our strategies while continuing to work towards our ideal goals for the future. Impulsiveness. Reacting carelessly leads to regret. The Stoics emphasized the importance of exercising self-control and advised taking thoughtful and measured actions. Think before you speak. Read before you think. Fran Lebowitz pithily said, "Have you ever noticed how some people react without even thinking, while others take a step back and analyze the situation before responding? It's like the difference between a fool and a wise person. The fools are quick to act and say things that might cause more harm than good. But the wise ones pause for a moment, process the information, and then take actions that are more likely to have a positive impact on their lives and the lives of others." After all, it's not about creating a sensation, but rather about supporting our well-being. To make wise decisions, it's important to create space between your triggers and reactions. Seek advice from mentors and research similar situations. Consider all the factors and calculate the full costs before making a decision. Don't rush, as the delay can determine your destiny. Sometimes what may seem like the best option at first may not be the best in the long run. So, it's important to cultivate patience and self-control to make mature decisions. Don't act impulsively, but carefully consider all the options before making a choice. As leadership consultant Jim Cauzy says, the fastest way to get from A to B is not always a straight line. Be open to exploring alternate routes and experiment when progress stalls. Map out new paths through presence and purposeful patience. Listen for emerging guidance, test promising theories, and adapt agreements as you grow and mature your decisions. Complaining. If we constantly dwell on our problems, we'll never make any progress. It's time to shift our mindset towards positivity and start seeing the tangible results of our efforts. Let's work together to shed those extra pounds and achieve the healthy, happy lives we deserve. The Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh said, "See difficulties as opportunities." Practicing constructive responses uplifts energy, empowering improvement, whereas blame stagnates forward movement, dwelling on what could, should, or might have been. When faced with difficult situations, it's important to avoid feeling helpless and instead take proactive steps to find a way forward. Even when things seem overwhelming, there are usually possibilities for influence that can be found. By working through challenges consciously and collaborating with others creatively, you can discover small pathways forward. It's important to turn your subjective frustrations into factual data that can be evaluated and used to propose new ideas and innovations. You should also clearly identify your specific needs and request assistance when necessary. Remember that making progress largely depends on your perspective and perceptions of agency over the elements that are open to positive impact. Focusing too much on the negative aspect of things can magnify obstacles, but maintaining a positive outlook can help you identify options and find solutions. President Theodore Roosevelt offered guidance on shifting complaints into positive action. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Limitations should not hinder innovative ideas. Try to come up with new and unique perspectives. Create plans and assign tasks to others. Focus your energy on making steady progress every day, instead of letting setbacks discourage you from reaching your goals. When you feel frustrated or angry, pause and think about the next small step that you can take. This will help you move forward and make steady progress towards your destination. Fearing solitude. Many people tend to surround themselves with others to avoid being alone. Solitary activities or having meals without social interaction can be dreadful. However, the Stoics believed in the benefits of spending time in solitude. It allows one to cultivate inner peace, which prepares them to interact with others in a more thoughtful and centered manner. As poet Kamand Kajuri wrote, "It is important to be alone sometimes, to listen to the sound of your own breathing, to appreciate just being alive. Silence allows for gratitude, presence, and creativity to thrive by removing external stimulus and opening mental space for fresh insights. Take some time to sit alone with a notebook and actively listen to your innermost thoughts. When you're constantly reacting to the noise that surrounds you, it's easy to forget the wisdom that lies within. However, by carving out time for reflection, you might discover forgotten dreams, values, or priorities that are essential to your authentic purpose. Even a few occasional sessions of independent thinking can help you strengthen your connection with your passions and values, so that you can contribute more meaningfully to the communities that matter to you." Dodging discomfort. It feels natural wanting to avoid pain, whether physical strain from exercise or emotional uncertainties in relationships. But philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche noted that, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." By tolerating temporary struggle, we build psychological stamina to weather life's inevitable ups and downs with resilient flexibility, instead of brittle rigidity crumbling when faced with unavoidable hardship. Lean into edges of endurance and skill sets. Set ambitious goals requiring concentrated effort. Sweat through a challenging workout. Speak up to resolve awkward tensions rather than allowing resentment to silently snowball over time. Discomfort signals you're expanding limits. Growth depends on regularly exercising full range of motion beyond habitual laziness, always choosing easy options. Stay committed when progress feels slow. Celebrate small wins to stay motivated, pushing possibilities. It is important to push yourself outside of your comfort zones to reach your full potential. This means setting ambitious goals that require effort and dedication, and being willing to lean into the edges of your endurance and skill sets. It may be uncomfortable, but it's a sign of growth and expansion. When faced with challenging situations, it's important to speak up and address any awkward tensions, rather than allowing resentment to build up over time. This can be difficult, but it's necessary to exercise your full range of communication skills. Sometimes progress may feel slow, but it's important to stay committed and celebrate small wins along the way. This will help us stay motivated and continue pushing our limits, even when it's hard. Remember, growth depends on consistently choosing the path of growth over the path of least resistance. Stress researcher Kelly McGonigal urges reframing anxiety as excitement, given similar physiological arousal states. Both create sensations of heat, accelerated heart rate, and focused attention. How we interpret the judging body's signals can either hinder us or motivate us. The way we frame these signals determines our response. Embrace the excitement of rising to meet bold challenges. Blaming others. In difficult situations, it's easy to blame others instead of taking responsibility for our own decisions and mindset. Practicing humility means recognizing how our own choices contribute to our current circumstances, instead of making others the scapegoat. To achieve empowerment, it is important to focus on improving conditions through clear communication and collaboration. Actions speak louder than words. While complaining might provide temporary relief, long-term solutions require negotiations that align the interests of all parties involved. It is important to demonstrate reasonableness in order to set a positive example for others. Ask thoughtful and perceptive questions instead of immediately accusing others. Look beyond the simplistic portrayal of good guys versus bad guys and try to understand the nuances of each situation. Show empathy and recognize the valid needs of all parties involved. Rather than waiting for those who have caused harm to make the first move, take the initiative to promote progress. Lead by example, showing the behavior you want to see from others, instead of dragging everyone down through accusations and negativity. Indulging desires. In our modern culture, it's easy to get carried away by the temptations of instant gratification for the things we crave, be it food, social media notifications, mind-numbing entertainment, sexual pleasure, or addictive substances. These fleeting desires divert our attention from what truly matters, and it's easy to lose sight of our deeper priorities. However, practicing Stoicism can help us pause and reflect on our core values and long-term aspirations before we act impulsively. This way, we can make more conscious choices that align with our true selves and lead us towards a more fulfilling life. Navy SEAL Admiral McRaven counseled new recruits saying, "If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed." Tackle small temptations to build willpower, resisting bigger cravings. It's better to control your desires and focus on responsibilities, even when it's hard. Prioritize your work before indulging in leisure activities. Developing the habit of waiting for rewards strengthens your trust in yourself and helps you choose long-term benefits over short-term pleasures. The discipline you practice today will determine your satisfaction tomorrow. Blaming past hurts. Childhood neglect or abuse can have long-lasting effects, leading to chronic emotional distress or relationship issues. However, psychologist John Bradshaw emphasizes that we are not responsible for what happened to us in the past, but we are responsible for how we respond to it. Our future depends on the decisions we make every day, rather than dwelling on the tragedies of our past. It takes courage to process painful memories. Consider seeking support from groups or counselors. Let go of past events without denying or explaining them. Instead, focus your energy on your current passions and avoid carrying negative emotions that can drag you down. Forgive those who have hurt you and cut ties if necessary. Allow yourself to gain wisdom from your struggles. You can also help others who are healing from similar wounds. Trauma survivors often become the most compassionate advocates for positive change. Remember, your strongest life purpose lies ahead of you. Avoiding discipline. Achieving optimal performance requires consistent and rigorous skill building. However, discomfort can often lead to distraction and escapism. To experience vital growth, it is important to conquer complacency and resist restless impulses and fleeting quick hits. Celebrity fitness instructor Jillian Michaels advises choosing discipline over distraction and consistency over perfection. This is the blueprint for achieving your dreams through manageable daily progress, steadily strengthening your capacities, and preparing for the highest callings of your destiny. Delay indulging in self-gratification and attractions that deviate from your designated goals. Instead, commit to concentrating your energy on targeted improvement. Construct reliable rituals that will help you return your attention to the right path when you feel your awareness slipping. Eliminate empty time slots that can make you vulnerable to wandering and idle hands. Carve out a sacred space for yourself to realize your hidden potentials. Schedule sessions that are specifically designed to stretch you beyond your habitual limitations. Sweat beyond your comfort zone by conquering untrained terrain. Let passion set the pace for persisting in your practice. Train hard now to achieve excellence, which will make it easier for you in the future. The Stoic path is one that requires courage to face one's fragility head-on, while still maintaining faith that positive growth can occur through consistent effort and navigating beyond past limitations. Making progress involves taking deliberately uncomfortable risks and relying on inner strength rather than outward security. However, it is important to remember that character is built through consciously enduring adversity while pursuing a meaningful purpose, and wisdom can guide us through this process. Please share in the comments section below which habit you can relate to the most.